I'm Kate Winslet, and welcome to The Graham Norton Show.
Welcome to the show, and hello to our virtual studio audience. Hello, everyone. Oh, there they are. Oh, pages of them. Oh, I feel like the Mars rover scanning for intelligent life. There they are. Actually, I'm surprised anyone's here. I thought they'd all be online trying to book festival tickets. Festivals are back this summer. Woohoo! We'll be able to dance to our favourite bands. Yay! And get drunk with our friends. And use the festival toilets. Hey, he's vaccinated. Good times. Hey, who have we got on the show tonight? Well, he's so hot right now. It's the British star of One Night in Miami, Kingsley Ben-Adir is here. BAFTA-winning writer, comedian, and star of This Way Up, it's Aisling Bea. He's the Oscar-nominated star of Hunger Games, Devil Wears Prada, and Spotlight. It's Stanley Tucci, everybody. And calling in later, Lord of the Rings and Pirate star Orlando Bloom will be joining us. And the Oscar-winning star of The Reader and Titanic, Kate Winslet, will be here. Yay! Plus, music right here in the studio from Silk City featuring Ellie Goulding, everybody. It's a dance number. You know, everyone loves dancing. Welcome all, lovely to see you. And look, an American, a Hollywood star in our humble studio. But so have you been in London? I know you live here, but have you been here for the whole lockdown?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Right here in this studio, actually. Just wandering around for months.
Waiting.
Yeah, waiting.
When will they turn the lights on?
Please ask me to be a guest.
When can I show off again? And Kingsley, we thought Hollywood had stolen you, but no, a Kentish town through and through.
I'm from, Kentish town, yeah.
But you haven't been here the whole time, have you?
No, I was here. I got a plane back maybe 3 or 4 days before we went into lockdown. I was in LA, but I came straight back because I was like, I don't want to get stuck in LA.
And also, like, Americans must be thinking it's so weird when they see you on chat shows because they have no idea that you're English.
Well, I've never been on a chat show. This is the first chat show I've been on. I've never been on a chat show before. And
OK, this is weird. Reggie John Page played you on Saturday Night Live on last Saturday, and you have never been on a show.
That was so trippy, man. Someone sent me a link to this thing. I woke up on Sunday morning and they were like, you've been mentioned on SNL, and then I clicked it and I was like, it's this guy from Bridgerton doing an impression of me on, like, mainstream American television. And then he mentioned, like, I think he said, like, yeah, I'm from Kentish Town, innit? And I was like, oh, okay, that's obviously, like, what I sound like. Do you know what I mean? But, I've been in Kentish Town my whole life.
Oh, wow.
Much, yeah.
So, well, Americans, he's British. There you go.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Yeah.
And now, I feel for you, Aisling, because you have done that. You're now facing your second lockdown birthday.
Yes, Graham, I am. So obviously it's been more difficult for me than anyone else.
Of course, yes.
Going into my second pandemic birthday. We're a small group of people.
Yeah.
And we're a tough people. My first one, I was in Ireland just as Ireland went into lockdown, and my birthday is the day before St. Patrick's Day. So I went back to get absolutely hammered for St. Patrick's Day with a few of my friends, one of whom his birthday is St. Patrick's Day. And we were like, do you think a cough is going to stop us going on the laugh and having a legend drink? And then, like, Ireland's in lockdown. We're like, it turns out it is. It turns out it's really plans. And so I spent the weekend with my mother instead. So I feel like this is a really high-profile way of telling everyone that it's March the 16th. And that's my birthday, so there's no excuse just in case.
Okay.
You know?
Have you made plans this time?
Yeah, I'm going on Graham Norton, and everyone's going to surprise me with a present at the end.
Yeah, that's right. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
Hey, let's start tonight with Stanley Tucci's new film, Supernova. It stars yourself and Colin Firth. So I guess just tell us about it. Tell us about you're a couple and you're travelling. That's all we know.
Yes, we're a couple who've been together for many years. Excuse me. My character is suffering from early onset dementia, and I know that sounds like not a very fun film, but there is a lightness of touch in the film, and it was such a beautiful script when it came to me, and this young filmmaker, Harry McQueen, wrote it and directed it. And when I read it, I said, I really think Colin should play the other role, because we've been friends for many years. And we asked Colin to do it, and eventually he said yes.
Well, we've got a clip. This is you as Tusker, Colin Firth as Sam, and you're sharing Sam's old childhood bedroom.
You always seem somehow to get your own way, don't you?
Oh, come on, it's cozy.
No, it's ridiculous.
No, it's not. It's nice.
You're in the middle of the fucking bed, isn't it?
I'm on the edge. Now I'm more on the edge. Are you okay?
That's it. I'm sleeping in the
No,
fucking
no. Come on. Come over here. Come here.
Yeah, well, move over a bit.
All right. Come here. I'll keep you. Come here. I'll be like a little rail for you, like kids have. There you go, bed rail. There we go. Is that better?
Just give me some. I can't breathe.
I was trying to stump you.
And, I mean, you didn't share a bed, but you did live in close quarters while you filmed this.
Yes.
Because it was out of season in the Lake District.
Yeah, is it ever in season in the Lake District? I don't know.
Apparently it's lovely.
Yeah.
I've never been myself. I was going to go once, and then I put it into my sat-nav, and I was like, how far?
No, I know. No, it would have been so much more convenient to shoot in Bulgaria. But we shot in the Lake District, which actually is so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And I'd always heard about it. But anyway, yeah, so we were there, and we were staying in like a holiday camp, or what do you call it? Like a holiday...
A holiday camp, yeah.
A holiday camp.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I'm British.
Holiday camp.
Who knew? Oh, yeah, holiday camp.
Oh, no.
Yeah, right. And so we're staying in these, you know, sort of bungalows that are really beautiful, quite beautiful. And we were next to each other, and we worked together all day. Then we'd come back at night, and I would cook for both of us. And
That's amazing.
we seemed to never get tired of each other.
But did you have any sort of PTSD after... Because you worked in a holiday camp, didn't you, as a child?
Yes, I did, but it was hardly like this. This was a camp run by the County of Westchester that was, excuse me, built in the 1930s by the Roosevelt administration. You can imagine how old these structures were, and they were camps for teenagers, right? And little kids to have them do activities during the summer months. I was a maintenance man, which meant I emptied the trash cans from the mess hall, and I cleaned the outhouses.
Blech.
Yep. And we used to do a thing called shit hooking. Thank you.
Shit hooking.
Shit hooking.
Shit hooking.
Yes, it's even better with an Irish accent. And yeah.
Shite hooking. We
Shite
just
hooking.
pronounce it as.
So basically, you have this huge outhouse,
Yeah.
right? And you have like 4 toilets, and then everything that went into those toilets was directed towards this septic tank, but it had to go through this grate. So to stop all of anything that was sort of, you know,
Chunky.
too bulky to go into there, which didn't make any sense because then we took everything that was too bulky and pushed it through with a shit hook. So why that fucking grate was there in the first place, I have no idea.
Hey, it got you a job.
You know.
But now, you talked about you cooked for Colin in your holiday camp.
Yeah.
But didn't he make the rookie error of trying to cook for you?
Yeah, he did. He did. The first, one of the first nights we were there, he said, "Oh, I've made a shepherd's pie." And I love shepherd's pie, actually. But I said, "Well, you know, I made something. You know, I can't remember what it was."
Better.
And he said, "Oh, I'll just freeze it." And I was like, "Yeah, freeze it." And then that was that was it. Then I cooked from then on.
So if somebody's in a holiday camp in the Lake District and finds a shepherd's pie in the freezer, it's made by Colin Firth.
Yeah.
Because now, Kingsley, do you cook or because I know your grandmother apparently was an amazing cook.
My grandma, she used to cook up a feast.
But you don't.
I go through phases.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes but I just feel like, the last little while has been a lot of Deliveroo and Caribbean, and it always gets to like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I'm like, I can't be bothered to cook. And just,
Not after that exhausting day.
So I've been ordering from a local Caribbean at least 3 or 4 times a week. That's what's been feeding me up.
That does sound delicious.
Yeah.
What do you get?
Oh, I mean, there's a whole selection. They got rice and peas, stewed chicken, jerk chicken, plantain.
Do you order the same thing every day, don't you? You're trying to remember these. Every day you order the
I get
same thing.
What do you get?
I get jerk chicken, extra gravy, rice and peas, mac cheese, plantain, coleslaw, and a callaloo.
You said that a lot quicker because you knew exactly.
What he actually says is the usual.
You know, there's a word, it was in the New York Times, it's a Korean word called, I think it's like son mat, and it means the indistinguishable taste of someone else's cooking, and that we're all missing someone else cooked it. It doesn't matter what you make, it tastes like your own thing, and you just want to taste someone else's cooking, not your own, unless you're you, because you're... You know,
No, I'm
Colin
desperate
Firth's
to
cooking.
taste someone else's cooking, really. And I'm going to order from that place.
it's great.
Or go back to the Lake District and get that shepherd's pie. I'm sorry now. OK, Sandy's new film, Supernova, is due in cinemas later this year. Good luck with that. It's a lovely, lovely
thank
film.
you.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Thank you.
Right, time to meet our first virtual guest of the evening. She's the Oscar, Emmy, Golden Globe, BAFTA-winning star of The Reader, Steve Jobs and Titanic. It's Kate Winslet, everybody! Oh, Kate. You must be getting so hungry listening to our chat.
No, actually, I feel a bit sick, to be honest. You've been talking about sieving poo, and I've been screaming at the screen, wanting desperately to join in with your absurd conversation. Can I tell you what you all sound? You sound like you've gone mad. You sound like you're sitting in a studio, clearly drunk, talking about sieving poo. I mean, have you all been in lockdown for too long, people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we get a bit giddy. There's something about being here with no audience. You just get a bit giddy.
Well, it's very freeing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, you've worked with Mr. Tucci, haven't you, Kate?
Yes, hello.
Hi, Kate.
Yeah, see, there he goes, gagging on his booze.
I know. I'm very happy to see you.
Very, very happy to see you too.
So, presumably, you've experienced Stanley's cooking.
No, I haven't experienced Stanley's cooking, which is a tragedy because clearly you're a marvellous chef. But Stanley, do you remember how much you complained when we worked together? He would come into work and he would say, after breakfast, half an hour later, he'd say, I'm starving. I mean, there's nothing to eat in England. I mean, what do you do? There's no food. I mean, this is awful. This is just awful. And then the next day, he came into work carrying this very sort of neat and tidy little cooler bag. Actually, it was quite a large cooler bag, to be fair. And it was full of these perfectly prepared little Tupperwares full of incredible delights. And everyone's like, oh, leaning in. Oh, Stanley. He's like, no.
Well, you have to eat well, don't you? When you're working.
You do have to eat well. I just want to throw in there at this point that I was, in fact, pregnant when we were...
No, I know
you
that.
You didn't even feel pregnant.
No, I know, and I didn't know that, but you told me that on the set. She told me, she said, I can't remember what we were talking about, but you said, I'm pregnant. And she did that scream whisper, you know, and I said, oh, yes, I did wonder. Yes.
You look really fat.
Awful.
You look really fat. Your boobs are huge, but you're still not having any of my snacks.
Yeah.
Even though you're eating for two.
Yeah.
You're eating for two.
Yeah.
This Tupperware is sealed. Kate Winslet, you're here to tell us about your new film, Ammonite. This tells the true story of Mary Anning. So who was Mary Anning and what stage of her life do we meet her at?
So Mary Anning was a very significant, formidable woman in the early 1800s. Our film is set in 1840. And she was an extraordinary scientist, a brilliant paleontologist. She discovered the first ever ichthyosaur when she was only 11 years old. But she she lived in a patriarchal society, and the world of geology was entirely dominated by men who would buy her finds and reappropriate them as her own. So she came from a really harsh working class background. She'd lost several siblings, actually 6 siblings, and was living alone with her mother. And the time that we find her in our story, she's past her prime. She isn't really doing the big finds anymore, and she's living quite an isolated life with her very sickly mother. And we invented a love story for Mary because there is no historical evidence to suggest that she ever married. And so she has a relationship with a woman in our story, played by Saoirse Ronan, the character of Charlotte Murchison. And it's a really lovely story about these two people who discover each other actually through the work, and they gradually fall in love through the business of digging for fossils, and it's really quite beautiful.
Well, look, let's watch a taste of what to expect in Ammonite.
You seemed to do everything you could to be distant. She's unlocked something in you.
You were the most fascinating person there tonight. And I think the most beautiful.
We can't continue like this.
I don't want to go back to the life I had before you. You don't understand me.
I feel like I've been misled.
I want this to be different.
Very good. And presumably it was an advantage because you were filming in the real places. You were down there in Lyme Regis and the Jurassic Coast.
Yes, we were. I mean, it was incredible to be able to film in Lyme Regis. It really was. And, you know, I trained as a paleontologist. I was taught by a brilliant expert named Paddy Howe, who's a wonderful, wonderful man. Hi, Paddy, I'm sure you're watching. And he really helped me so much. I mean, not just in terms of how to identify fossils, but how to crack open nodules to find ammonites inside and make sure that you do it in a certain way so that you don't shatter the ammonite, and working with all the old tools. And it was definitely very helpful to me, yeah.
And when we see you kind of digging for things or, you know, looking at the rocks, did you find things? Were you able, I mean, can you identify stuff now? So that is all still there?
Yes, I actually found for myself a small part of an ichthyosaur skull. And Paddy, who was training me, was like, oh, bloody hell, Winslet! I've been teaching you for a week and you go and find a bit of a skull. I mean, you couldn't believe it. But yes, I was able to identify things and find things. I gave Saoirse an ammonite actually that I had found as her birthday present. She turned 25 when we were making the film.
But Aisling Bea, now are you friends with Saoirse Ronan?
Yeah, I love Saoirse. She's brilliant.
Because you were in the paper together. Aisling Bea and Saoirse Ronan were in the paper together. Here they are. 2 are charged over machete raid.
You know when you go out with your friends and you have a few drinks and you're like, what did I do? So that's that one. God love us. But, you know, we never were charged or they never found anything on us, so we're clear to work.
Now, Kingsley Ben-Adir, you, I know, are a big fan of Contagion, which has suddenly had this new life in lockdown. Did you only watch it in lockdown?
Yeah,
you
because it came up as, like, #1 in the world, most viewed film for that month, obviously, and I watched it. I'd never seen it before, but it was trippy, going like, oh shit, they predicted this. Yeah. This is happening now.
So, did you feel very smug when this all started happening, going, well, yes, this is exactly what I was expecting?
Well, you know, I did figure out the R not. No, I just felt so freaked out. I was like, why would everyone watch Contagion? It's about a horrible global pandemic in which many people died. I mean, I definitely have to say, I am still in touch with the writer, Scott Z. Burns, who wrote Contagion. And so he was messaging me right away because he was, of course, connected to people at CDC, and they were saying, it's really happening. Start wearing a KN95 mask and wash your hands for 20 seconds regularly. So he was messaging me saying, it's coming, you know, masks everywhere. And so I was honestly, me and my family, we were definitely wearing our masks quite a long time before I think a lot of other people were.
Yeah.
And I was in America filming at the time. I was in Philadelphia. And yeah, getting many funny looks in the street. People couldn't work any of it out. Was that a picture of me doing the Arnold there? I haven't seen that clip for ages. I look so young, I'm so thin.
You are young and thin and beautiful now. I won't hear that, Kate Winslet.
No, darling, listen, I've got to tell you something. In lockdown, I've been, like most people, you know, cooking like crazy. My arse is just massive now. So the other day, I had to answer some questions for an interview by email. So I'm answering these questions and la, 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 la. And I get to the end, I'm about to press send, I think, oh, quick spell check. And where I'd put film actress, it had auto-corrected to full mattress. Which I have decided is now how I am going to describe myself. Hi, I'm Kate Winslet. I'm a full mattress.
You were heckled by your own typo system. Oh, my God.
Kate, we must also mention, you've got a new series, the Mayor of Easttown. This is on Sky Atlantic and Now TV on Monday, the 19th of April. So what's all that about?
So it's a 7-part series by HBO called Mare of Easttown, spelled M-A-R-E of Easttown, and I play Mare, and it is set in Delaware County, just outside of Philadelphia. And Mare she's a detective, and a murder takes place in episode 1, and it's very clearly got to be someone in the community. And the story is all about that, and how Mare deals with it whilst coping with this unraveling crisis that she has to confront in order to be able to do her job properly. And I'm really, really, really excited about it.
Well, we look forward to that in April, and Ammonite is available to rent on all digital platforms from the 26th of March and will also be in cinemas as soon as they open. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hopefully we'll see you in the flesh soon. Kate Winslet, everybody!
Bye, Kate.
We turn to Kingsley Ben-Adir. What a time to be Kingsley Ben-Adir. I mean, honestly, just well done you. It's amazing. It's all happening. And what's amazing? So you went from, you know, the classic kind of, you know, working British actor. You had a recurring role in Vera, Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
You know, and people do that, but then you've gone on to play these big American icons. You know, Barack Obama in The Comey Rule, and then Malcolm X in One Night in Miami. So I suppose for any British actor watching this, how does that happen? How do you make that? Did one person see you, or did you go out in America and just wait? How did it happen?
I don't know. I feel like the last few months has been really trippy. I feel like, you know, shooting Barack and then working with Regina, it happened so suddenly. It was such a whirlwind, and you know, I had just a couple of weeks to prepare, and someone had pulled out, and there wasn't really much time to sort of like think about it. It was just like, shit, you got to crack on and dive in and just get on with it. It's only sort of as the films come out and we're in lockdown, and you know, It's been a bit intense, but yeah.
Well, One Night in Miami, it's currently streaming on Amazon Prime. I mean, and this is so, but it's this time of year, it's the season. So, I mean, there is a lot of Oscar buzz about your performance in this, and I'm sure, you know, you've been here, Stanley, you know what that's like. So, are your friends and family very excited for you, or are they deliberately not mentioning it because you might lose the run of yourself?
There's been some, my boys on our WhatsApp group, they've sort of, they read things, and yeah, people send you stuff, don't they? People sort of like read reviews and nick little bits off the internet and then take it upon themselves to like, you know, throw it at you. So yeah, but yeah, my boys, they're proud. They remind me of how like it wasn't likely that this was going to happen.
But also this year of all years, it's like, what are you going to do if you get a big head? Order double the amount of that, like, Caribbean. Where are you going to go? Like, whoa, double rice and peas, thanks, lads. If there's an Oscar buzz about me, like, it's hard to get a big head.
So, Kingsley, things great for you now, very, very famous. But you had an early taste of fame, did you not? Because you were in the papers as a child.
Yes, I was.
This is good. This is good.
95. I had a pet tarantula, and it sounds like a bullshit story, but the tarantula escaped. It was a bird-eating spider, and somehow it got out onto the pavement. and I went to school.
I love even now, at your age, you're not telling the truth. Somehow it got out.
Frames your honey.
I think what happened was I used to like wake up to watch I was like 6 or 7. I would wake up and watch cartoons, and I would get the spider out, sort of play with the spider as I was watching cartoons. And I think what's happened is I've dozed off. The spider's gone down onto my ankle, and then it's like shit. I've got to go to school. I've left the house and it's fallen off.
Oh yeah.
I've gone to school.
That happened.
Yeah. And then
You rooted it out of him, great.
I think that's probably the truth. But then I think some member of the public saw the bird-eating spider, which is like about the size of my hand, and it's called the police, and then the police have called more police, and then more police have called the fire brigade, and then the fire brigade have called London Zoo, and then geezers with like big shield, because it's just this huge spider. You're not used to seeing them in the UK. And then my neighbour Sue, who lived opposite, Sue Whitelock, I think she has seen the spider and gone, oh, don't worry about it, it's King's. And then they've taken it to London Zoo, and then me and my mum went and collected it the next morning. But it made the front pages of the Camden New Journal and Chat magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have been in the paper, but the double-page spread in Chat magazine, ladies and gentlemen.
Whoa.
Check that out. She's legged it, lads. Check out.
What dramas?
She's legged it. So it was a she.
Charlotte, yeah.
Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte.
No, and there's money in those double-page spreads.
Yeah.
Did you? It was 200 quid.
Thank you.
Not 200 quid, yeah.
And very quickly, we've got to mention your new project, currently streaming on Amazon Prime. This is called Soulmates. It's one-off dramas.
Anthology. It's an anthology series, I think.
And
that's
they're
what
set in the near future. So tell us about the overall idea of Soulmates and your particular bit of the anthology.
We're 15 years in the future, and there is technology that exists called the test, where you know, scientific technology has arrived where you can find your perfect soulmate by putting DNA from your eyeball into a database. And providing your perfect soulmate has done the same thing, you can be matched with someone on Earth who is like your soulmate. And each episode explores a different relationship within that world. And I shot the pilot called Watershed with Sarah Snook, and we play a married couple, sort of high school sweethearts, been together for 10, 15 years, 2 kids, beautiful house. And I guess the episode explores what happens to our relationship when all of our friends and family are either taking the test or doing the test, and how
It's gorgeous. I've seen it's so brilliant.
The clip we've got is you and Sarah Snook basically discussing the state of your marriage.
I'm not going to be silent for 24 hours this time, Nikki. I'm not doing that. Okay, we're going to talk this out.
There's nothing to talk about. I'm fine.
Well, you're not fine.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
I'm fine. I'm fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, marriage, it's completely fine, right? Yeah, I don't look any deeper or ask any questions or just question it. Just keep everything fine.
Well, it's always been more than that to me.
What if it's not enough?
Oh, my God. Is this about the goddamn test? Is that it? That's it? You want to take that test? Is that it? Do you?
No.
I love her as well. She's great. She's the best. Yeah, chivalry in succession. Right, time to meet our second virtual guest tonight. It's only Lord of the Rings and Pirates of the Caribbean star Orlando Bloom. Oh, you look so healthy and sunny. Look at you. Oh.
I was just thinking about how I didn't have a suit and tie here, and how beautiful you all looked, and how I wish I was there with you, Graham. I miss it. I miss sitting down on that red sofa. But of course, you can't be on a sofa right now.
We look ill. We look ill compared to you.
You're fantastic.
What is that? Where is he?
I don't know.
I'm somewhere where I'm really enjoying Stanley's cocktail mixes and getting to
Oh, thank you, Orlando. You're very kind. Thank you. Thank you. You look so healthy and incredible. I look like Voldemort. It's just...
How did you find yourself quarantining in London, Stanley? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, it's fine. Listen, it's fine. I'm with my family. It's fine. But let's face it, it's time to move on.
And Aisling Bea is here. And Aisling, I know you're a big Lord of the Rings fan, aren't you?
Oh, I hate saying no, because I've never seen it, but, like, it really took off, didn't it? No, it was more that I used to have bleach blonde hair, and if you were to look at us, I don't think we've dissimilar face shapes. And I remember when it first came out, I was in a hairdresser's getting my roots done in Dublin, and she was halfway up, halfway down, blow-drying my hair. And she's like, do you know who you look like? And I was like, who? And she's like, Orlando Bloom. And I was like, oh, my God, who's she? and then it wasn't a comment. Like you're a lovely-looking man, but you're an awful-looking woman. And it was not...
Beautiful.
But, yeah. No, but I hear it really took off.
It really did.
Yeah.
And
Took off, not bad.
But here's a weird thing now. Orlando, you weren't at Guildhall at the same time as Kingsley Ben-Adir.
No.
I don't believe we were Kingsley.
No, we weren't. But I obviously remember hearing about you when I was there. Sure. Your picture
Is that right? What year were you there? What year were you there, Kingsley?
2008 to 2011.
Oh, great.
When were you there?
I finished in '99. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can't believe they were still talking about me that long ago.
Oh yeah, they were talking about you.
But now you share something else though, because you both had breakout roles in one of my favourite dramas, and that drama is Midsummer Murders, ladies and gentlemen. Now, do you remember, Orlando, who you played?
I know that the character was a bit of a lecherous young man who slept around in the village.
That's right.
Drinkwater, Peter Drinkwater.
Really? I don't know the name.
Peter Drinkwater.
I think it was Peter Drinkwater.
I've got a picture.
I thought that was a test.
There you are. Look at you.
Yeah, look at that.
Peter Drinkwater.
And do you remember how you died? Do you remember how you died?
I had potentially the worst on-death scene I think has ever been filmed. I got a pitchfork in the chest. And I was like, how does somebody die with a pitchfork in the chest? I really went to town on it. And of course, having just come out of Guildhall where you only have a theatre training, everything I was doing was done for the theatre, not for a TV camera. So I remember when I went into the audition for that actually, and they said to me, they said, so what have you been doing? And I said, well, I just finished training at Guildhall, and I had an amazing training, and I've actually just been cast as Legolas in Lord of the Rings. And they're like, oh, well, would you like to come and have a little go at this before you go off to New Zealand? And I was like, yeah, okay, great. It was one of those, like, my break my cherry in terms of pop my cherry for the film and TV world with Peter Drinkwater getting a pitchfork in the chest.
And Kingsley, who did you play?
I played a two-timing priest called Bartholomew Hines who was having an affair with one of the local women, but oh God.
I mean, forget Andrew Scott.
That's good.
There's your original sexy priest.
Oh my father, sexy.
Wow.
That's your hot priest
Yeah.
back
That's
there.
good.
Yeah.
Sleazebag priest, yeah.
Orlando Bloom, you've got a new film to tell us about. This film is called Retaliation, and it's a really intense, powerful film. Tell us who you play. Tell us something about the story.
Yeah, this came out during COVID, actually, and I didn't think it was going to get to see the light of day, so I'm so happy to be talking about it with you here. Thanks so much for having me on. It's called Retaliation. It was originally called Romans. I play a character called Malky, the story is based on the arc of the character's journey is based on the writer's life. It was written by a guy called Jeff Thompson, who's written quite extensively about abuse. And my character is a man who's abused by a priest in his childhood, and it sort of explores the sort of destroyed pain and mentality and explosive nature of a man if he's not healed. We actually work with this organization called 1 in 6, because it's 1 in 6 men who've been, is the statistics for men who've been abused. And because we just really wanted to portray a really authentic and, make sure we were portraying a really truthful and authentic film. So it's a really great one for lockdown. If you're not already depressed, this one will send you over the edge.
Listen, we've got a clip or a little taste of what to expect in Retaliation.
25 years ago, I trusted a man.
He said I had something the other boys didn't have. He said I was special. He abused me.
What do you want?
Revenge.
How dare you! Retaliation will be released on all digital platforms in March. And also, Orlando, that's not your creation, because congratulations becoming a new dad. Ooh. Yay! Daisy Dove appeared in August. Oh, look at the tiny hand. Because we saw Katie's bump when she was on the lockdown show back in May. And is it true that you used to sing to the bump?
Yeah, I sing, chant. You know, I've got this Buddhist practice, so I'm constantly talking to her, chanting, singing to her. Now I sing anything that has daddy in it. I'm like, just because I wanted to say dad before she says anything else, I'm like, daddy loves his, Daisy loves his.
Does the baby go like, well, can you put Katy Perry on?
Yeah.
That's really bad.
He's like, yeah, Mum's going to be much better than you.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Alexa, play Mommy. But you haven't lost the game yet. She hasn't spoken yet then.
Actually, she sort of has said a bit of dad, 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 dad. Every time I come up, she's like, she's very excited to see me. And
get
she's
Katy
starting to
Perry
say
in here.
It's pretty good.
But now, for Katie's own birthday in October, you organised a lovely thing. You posted this on Instagram. Tell us what you arranged for her.
Well, Sasha, you know, Borat 2 was coming out, and Sasha's a really good friend, and there was a lot of publicity around it at the time. And so I said to him, will you just do a little message for her birthday as Borat, because she's a big fan too. We're all fans. She wasn't a fan of Sacha Baron Cohen, and Borat. So he did, and I didn't give him any specifications, but it was kind of amusing. He kind of took a poke at me along the way, which we always love.
So you did post it on your Instagram. Do you mind if we have a look at it now?
Fine.
Okay, here it goes. This is Sasha saying happy birthday to Katie.
Jak się masz, Katy Pepsi? I was planning on going sailing in Florida, and so I make internet searching of Orlando water sports. But instead, Mr. Google sent me a photograph of your husband with his crumb out. He have a very good one. It must be nice to see Orlando bloom. You will have a very nice birthday. A lot of cream on your cake. Why not?
Very good. Orlando, lovely to see you. Good luck with Retaliation. Enjoy your time with Daisy and give her love to Katie. Thank you very much, Orlando Bloom, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Woo! Good night. Very good. Well, listen, Aisling, you're very busy at the moment. You've just finished filming the second series of This Way Up. Woohoo! Woohoo! Now, the first series, huge hit, BAFTA award-winning. You can still watch it all on All 4. And here's a little reminder of the first series. It's you and your sister, played by Sharon Horgan.
Go on. Sing the song.
Oh, no, Mummy. No. Singing.
The one about the ghost.
Oh, it's not about
ghosts,
Mummy.
Sing it.
No.
But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they are crying.
Oh, very good.
Anna Cusack, Circa Cusack, yes.
Wow. So, Series 2, is there anything you can tell us about it? Could you tease us what's happening in Season 2?
Well, we only finished on Monday, so we only finished shooting the show on Monday, so I can't really tell you anything, just in case we forgot to press record. I know we forgot to press record. Oh, no. But when we were filming it, actually, it was really... It was, like, really intense filming during lockdown and the pandemic for a million reasons. I'm not sure if you guys have shot anything, but it's fairly intense. And you're sort of going home and trying to unwind. So I watched loads of Line of Duty. So that was it's not comedy, it's so the opposite to do. And I watched all 5 series in about 5 weeks, to the point where I started talking like Adrian Dunbar the whole time. I was like, mother of God, we're going to have to catch him now. Like, as a swan leaves the mist in the middle of the night, I've seen a bent copper in my time. Like, I just started talking and I would see people behave suspiciously and go, he's done something. He's onto something now. We have to follow him. And then one day we were shooting a scene and the camera was really far down the street, getting us sort of walking up towards it. And it was just a scene where myself and another actor were just walking up and a car pulled in behind us and they obviously had to light where I was. So there was a guy across the road really heavily lighting me and lights coming from down there. But the camera, you couldn't tell we were making a TV show. And I was like, oh, are you going to be here for very long, to your man in the car? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay. And so we were kind of like, right, we'll wait till he leaves then. And then it was sort of a bit of time was passing and, you know, we were nearing the end of the day and our first assistant director, Vidal, comes down and kind of said to the guy, he's from New Zealand, and he was like, sorry, mate, are you going to be here long? Just because we're shooting a show. And he was like, okay. And he sort of politely walked up the street. And then we were kind of twiddling our thumbs thinking, will we go for a take? And then behind me, I could see the guy who was lighting us from the side, Ryan, kind of go, oh, like this. A man came and did a drug deal right behind, like literally there, beautifully lit, like stunning lighting on him, kind of did a drug deal through the window in the car and then sort of clocked what was happening, saw the camera, and you could see both of their faces go, huh? And he drove off past the camera into a close-up of himself, and off we go. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, if the police want to come, fine. But my joke was always through drama school, like, oh no, maybe I'll just end up like in reconstructions of crimes and Crime Watch or those Crime Line shows, and I'll have to be someone who goes into a shop pretending to be in the middle of a crime. But I'm in my own crime drama in the middle of it, and I felt like Adrian Dunbar going, we got him, lads. We've got him on tape. We had it all set up as if we were making a comedy drama for Channel 4, and now here we are. So we have like footage of a crime if anyone
It's going to be the
wants
most
to ring in.
beautiful episode of Crime Watch.
Oh my God, it'll be so stunningly, and
all the other
performance I
reconstructions
give.
will be like, this is rubbish.
And then it ends with a couple of jokes from me.
Yeah.
Crime, fine. Yeah.
But we should say it's going to be out later this year?
Yes, well, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, once it gets into 10 years away, you're like, what, lads, really? No, hopefully, sometime. So hopefully sometime this year.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah.
Very good. OK, it's time for music. Here performing the hit single, New Love. It is Silk City featuring Ellie Goulding.
Think I forgot to breathe. Did you forget my name? I wrote you symphonies. They all just sound the same. Don't know what I believe in, 'cause I just kept moving on. Said I should take a seat. I know where I came from. I got you loving
She approaches. She is nigh in her gown. You're beautiful down. Have a seat there, do. Oh, that was gorgeous, Ellie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is a lot of dress.
I know.
Well done. No, it's good, though, because we know we're 3 meters away.
This was my second choice. The other one we realised I couldn't physically sit down in.
OK.
And it had no arms, so at least I can break my fall in this one if it happens.
This one looks very normal in the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So that single is out now.
It is.
Yeah.
It is out now.
And also, it's great to hear a dance record, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just fabulous.
Thank you.
Of all the weeks when June 21st comes up, it feels like, oh my God, we've been close to a gig.
I know. This is the first time I've been out in a while, so I thought I'd, make an effort.
And I should say that underneath all of that dress, there is cause for much celebration.
Yes, there is a baby under here somewhere.
I'm hoping that's what it's supposed to be like.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Oh, fantastic. Yeah. But now, so I guess you're one of the few people where kind of it's all worked out quite well because your tour isn't happening now because baby happening now.
Yeah, I figured it may have been difficult in April, which is when it's due. I thought it might be tough. So actually, as sad as it is, and it is so sad because we were all really looking forward to it, it's actually worked out quite well that it's now in autumn, so October. So hopefully it can still go ahead because I am gagging to do a show. And I think people are really desperate to be at live shows again.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited.
Well, this was very exciting, just to actually, first of all, be out.
Yeah.
And then to be, like, with people
I felt like I was
I'm
in,
not
like, a
related to. And then, and then to see somebody perform, that's, like, I remember it.
There was something slightly tragic. The four of us were sort of dancing. Kind of like that.
Are we legally allowed to get up off our chairs?
It was a little bit sad. You've got a really busy year ahead, so good luck with everything. Good luck with the new baby, and thank you for that wonderful performance. Ellie Goulding, everybody! Thank you very much. And that is it for tonight. No time for red chairs, I'm afraid. Please say a thank you to all of my guests. Silk City featuring Ellie Goulding. Aisling Bea. Orlando Bloom. Kingsley Ben-Adir. Stanley Tucci. And Kate Winslet. Join me next week with singer Imelda May, actor Chiwetel Ejiofor, Breaking Bad's Bryan Cranston, Star Wars Daisy Ridley, and from Line of Duty, Adrian Dunbar and Vicky McClure. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
An emotional journey with Kate Winslet as she uncovers her Swedish heritage. Who do you think you are? Press red now to watch on iPlayer. Now, where did it all go wrong? BBC Three's Eating with My Ex. Celebrity specials. It's all coming out next on BBC One.